you grow corn and you send it to an ethanol plant, the fuel it produces is labelled as sustainable and low carbon. Why? Because when you burn it, Why? Because when you burn it, the carbon released came from the air in the first place. It's a cycle that's in balance. Contrast that to diesel fuel. When you burn it, it adds new carbon to the air. It's a one-way flow. It is not a cycle. Another example, feed grass silage into an AD plant and you get methane gas. Why is that methane gas green energy? Because when you burn it, it is releasing carbon that was from the air back to the air. It's a cycle and it's in balance. Contrast that to methane from natural gas, which is from deep underground. It did not come from the air. It is not a cycle and it is not in balance. So the pattern is simple. Carbon from the air back to the air is not an emission. Carbon from underground released to the air is an emission. So now let's talk about cows. My cows eat plants which get the carbon from the air. But when they release the carbon back to the air, it's counted as an emission. A one-way emission, just like burning coal. Wait, that makes no sense. That doesn't follow our pattern. Well, let me address the two things that the net zero nutters might say to explain this. Number one, but cows emit methane, not carbon. This bathtub is the atmospheric methane store. Methane spends on average 12 years in this bathtub before it leaves as CO2. With stable animal numbers like we have, the amount coming in is equal to the amount leaving when it breaks down. It's a balance with no net warming. Another argument I sometimes hear is that farmers have to pay for historic emissions. But that's wrong. No other sector is paying for historic emissions. Net zero is about achieving a balance. So why are farmers treated differently? Well, ask yourself who is benefiting from the current system. Some of the wealthiest, most polluting, most powerful companies in the world. Companies who played a key role in setting up the IPCC calculation system. The same system which advantages them and disadvantages farmers. If farmers want fair treatment in carbon calculation systems, we need to speak up. No one else is going to fight this battle for us. So next time someone claims your cows are killing the planet, don't take their word for it, challenge them. Let's make carbon calculations and cows a very touchy subject.